didn't want to use protection, and he knows I'm not on birth control, so I guess we're not trying to have a baby.
Imagine meeting someone for the first time. I believe it's their first time. Well, it's definitely their first time being intimate. And you know what? Listen, not being on birth control is completely fine. That is everybody's choice, you know. And to be fair, there's a lot of women in this world that are just not eligible for birth control because sometimes, for some of them, birth control can have multiple side effects, and therefore being on it just is never going to be an ideal thing. But at the same time, there is also putting on the dumb, if you do what I'm saying. But of course, at the same time, there are some people that are actually allergic to it. So to be fair, when it comes to contraception can sometimes be an obstacle for some people. But is it an obstacle for these two people? Absolutely not. So given the fact that they decided to have sex unprotected and given 0 Fs, yeah. Tells you a lot about these two.
I want a family, and I would love to have little baby sticks. He would make a great dad.
How do you know he'd make a great dad if you barely even know the man? You know him predominantly from online, not that much from in person, but okay.
Plans for a lot with her, you know. He wanted to start a family.
I didn't know that he was ready for a family with her, so that's news to me.
And now you find out this man that you believe is going to be such a perfect husband, such a perfect father, you find out that he told his ex exactly the same thing he told you, that he wanted to have kids with you, which, to be fair, isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if he was in love with the woman that he was with before and he felt that way, well then of course he's allowed to say that. But of course for her, she's just feeling some type of way about it because they've had conversations about their relationships in the past and he never mentioned this part. So I can understand why she would feel the way she feels.
If I said that he's flew over it in line.
I knew about Stig's ex-girlfriend because that's how we bonded, found comfort in each other through that. But I had no idea that he was planning to have a family with her. He swore he was over her.
And to be fair, at the same time, you know, some information you want to receive from the horse's mouth. When you receive information from other people, that definitely makes you think, so why didn't this person tell me? I get it. Sometimes in conversations, we don't feel the need to always have to address certain things because why? If the context isn't there, then is it needed? So there is always that question. But either way, though, when you do hear it from somebody else, it can definitely make people feel, But that's why it's important that when you hear it from somebody else, you confront that person ASAP and you therefore find out what the hell has actually been going on. And therefore, you don't have to continue the rest of the day, the rest of the week or whatever in your feelings, in your mind, overthinking everything and thinking about every single worst possible scenario possible. You know what I mean? Which isn't healthy in any shape or form.
And that's why I was willing to come all the way out here. So now I don't know what to believe. Me, that you were really thinking about having a baby with your ex and you said that same thing to me. I'm not sure if that's what you say to every single girl now.
Well, to be fair, there are men out there who do say the same thing to each woman, to be fair. So yeah. I mean, look at Emma and Zai, for example. I'm pretty sure each time Zai speaks to a woman, he tells them all that he wants to marry them on the first day. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So of course I wanted a child of Of course I was looking for marriage. Of course that's what I wanted.
What happened when you went to Texas a few months ago? Stig went to Texas and he didn't invite me. I knew that he was busy with work and that he has family there, but Stig saw his ex in Texas.
Now bear in mind, obviously the ex that they were talking about does live in Texas. I can understand her now thinking, hold on a minute. So when you went to Texas, what really went down? The question is, the response that he gives, is it good enough? Let me know your thoughts.
I thought I was just being paranoid, but now I can't help but think maybe there was a reason he didn't invite me to Texas.
I was out there performing. I didn't even see my family, much less see any other girls. I went with a crew of us, the Venetian crew, went to perform.
Really, you're like a one-woman type of guy.
Yeah.
Like that's actually true.
I could do that.
I could do that. That's crazy.
I mean, listen, first and foremost, if you are in the same country as the woman that you are saying that you want to be with, you want to marry, you want to have kids with, you make a day happen where you can at least see each other. Hell, she would have traveled to you and literally you would have had to have not lifted a single finger. So the fact that he didn't allow her to come and see him when he was in Texas, for me personally, that's a massive red flag. Because really and truly, when you're really into someone and you're in love with someone and you really want to make things work with someone, you go above and beyond to be able to see them at any given time. Fact. Absolute fact. If you don't do that, it tells you a lot about how you feel about that person. So the fact that he denied her that is very, very strange. And let's be real, just because he went to this Belize situation or this event or whatever in Texas, who's to say that the Texas ex didn't find time to show up? You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure there would have been a few hours in those days where he would have been like relaxing or he would have gone to bed. And who knows, maybe she met him there. You never know. I mean, the chance of these things happen are always 50-50, you know what I mean? So really and truly, would I be in a position where I would want to believe him if I was her? Well, let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me know your thoughts. How would you feel if your person, the person that you want to be with, flew all the way to your country? May not be in the same city or same state as you, but they flew there and you know that you can make time to go see them and they say no. How would that make you feel? Please do let me know. And then also on top of that, when she asks him about being single, about being loyal, he said, I could do that. Do you see yourself being a man that can be with one woman? I could do that. Hold on a minute, but didn't you just say a second ago in the same conversation that the reason why you wanted to marry and have a kid with your ex is because you never wanted to be a player anymore? So the question is, when he was with his ex from Texas, was you that guy that was loyal to her? Was you that guy that held it down? Or was you still in the process of, I'm trying to do that thing where I can just be loyal to one woman? The power of the tongue is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. It is superiorly dangerous. But hey, let's get into the next couple of last night's episode. We're done with these two now. Let's get it.
I know he bought that for me because I sent him a sexual video of me. It doesn't seem like something to put on the bed.
First and foremost, just because she can do the good old splashy splash splash, going out your way to buy something like that, that's a bit extreme. Does he not know what a towel is? Hell, does he not know that you can also just change the covers? Hell, if you're staying in a hotel, those covers will be changed on a daily basis anyway. So what the hell are you doing? But hey man, some people just creative as hell. But as you can see, while cameras were down, Trish's repaired motorbike was dropped off at the hotel, which therefore then caused an issue. And what was that issue? Well, let's get into it.
Just telling me that her motorcycle was about to get dropped off and it got fixed. But as it turns out, it was her ex-boyfriend's friend.
Rick, stop.
You gotta love the way Rick is finding anything possible to pick at her, to try and put her in a position where she may have been unfaithful towards him, purely because he was the one that was unfaithful. He's the one that went to Colombia, like within a drop of a hat, was there literally boom bam smashed multiple times his ex and then came back again because he thought things with her were not working, and now he's in his feelings. The projection is real. Honestly, when it comes to these two, I don't know what's actually worse. The fact that he's insecure about the fact that he cheated, so he's now trying to see if she did it too, so he can have a clear conscience. Or the fact that they have a 27-year age gap. I was watching the screen recording this and I was like, wait, hold a minute, she's 25 and he's 52? What? 27? Yo. Yeah. But anyway, I guess if you're both the legal age, then I guess you're both the legal age, but that's just not the work. I couldn't do it.
Please.
This is I asked if she was still in contact with her ex. He said that they saw each other about 4 months ago. At that point, we were supposed to be exclusive.
And at that point, we were supposed to be exclusive, but at the point when you two were supposed to be exclusive, you was in Colombia doing the naughty. Shut the hell up, man. Shut the hell up.
Have you guys been in contact since then?
He contacted me on a text message.
Conversation happened.
4 months ago. If I show you, will you believe me?
I'd have no choice but to.
I don't like the way he said I'd have no choice but to. I'd have no choice? That is such a toxic thing to say in my opinion. That is literally one of those things, power of the tongue. What do you mean you'd have no choice? So you're saying that you don't want to believe me. You're saying that you'll find a reason to not want to believe me. Maybe I'm looking too much into that. Am I looking too much into that choice of words? Because let's be real, to say someone that I have no choice, just that line alone, I would have no choice. That is something that definitely doesn't make a lot of people feel great, should we say, or shall I say. But hey, we continue.
Look at the time. I didn't even respond, Rick. Look.
this boy's car.
Yeah, I missed. I didn't even pick up. Do you?
Need a date. So I do believe that you're not talking to him anymore.
I'm not, Ray.
And that's a big deal.
You know, let's just say, for example, it turned out that yes, she was, doing the dirty with her ex. Let's just say that happens, and Rick finally gets out of her that yes, she was unloyal, she was doing all these things, blah 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 blah. Would that then put him in a position where he would still admit his wrongdoings, or would he then forever actually hide the fact that he did wrong? Because he's saying that at the end of the day, he needs to tell her the truth about his infidelity ways. Okay, which respectfully, I rate that. I like that he wants to do that. I like that he's going to do that, as he says. But the fact that he's going around it in a way that says, well, I need to find dirt on her first, so therefore my blow isn't as bad, is just nasty work. So I'm just curious, if he did find dirt on her, would he actually still follow through with it? Or is he the kind of person that'll be like, well, you cheated and I cheated, so it's like 1 for 1, you know what I mean? We just both can learn from our lesson. Either way, regardless of the approach that he's going for, I don't see it not being toxic, it not being negative. Like, if you want to be honest about what you've done, just be honest about what you've done. Don't wait for the other person. Be honest about it and be ready for whatever backlash is going to come from it. But nah, see, with this guy right here, he just wants to be difficult. But hey, it is what it is. But if I was her, I would run. I would absolutely run. Because this guy is a waste of space, if you ask me personally. But with that being said, let's move on to the next couple. And this one's about to be interesting. I probably should never done that thing with my tongue. But anyway, let's get into it.
Why? You were in a relationship with someone else at the same time when you were talking to Zia.
We were broken up when I met her.
Oh, immediately.
I got to be with someone, for example, in the same time I'm taking with a girl.
But you're
same time I'm
not only were you on dating apps, but you were actually talking to girls, messaging them. You were telling girls come to Morocco.
You know, this Zia guy, he is such a hypocrite. I can't stand this guy. He's like literally Mr. Backtracker. He'll say one thing and then backtracks. Honestly, I genuinely do believe that everything that she's saying that he said to her before they met, he 100% said it. Because since they've landed, most of their conversation consists of, yeah, but you said I can do this, da 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 da. And then he goes, yes, but I said it, but I meant it in this way. Honestly, he's using miscommunication and excuse at every single thing possible. This guy he's problematic. You know, he's a gaslighter. You know, that's what it is. He's a pure gaslight. Oh, I don't know who's worse of being a gaslight this season, Zaid or JOVON. And trust me, we're going to get to JOVON next. Ugh, calamity, that one. But nonetheless, though, let's continue.
Don't act like you're meeting people on dating apps and just want to welcome them to Morocco. You were meeting girls on dating apps, trying to talk to pretty girls.
And even your friends are looking at you thinking, what? Huh? And they're like, bro, we can't ever defend you in this situation. How are we supposed to defend you when you're moving mad?
On my side.
no, you just do that for like, well, with our kids, they want to
They see that I'm right, and they're on my side.
What happens? Do you see yourself continue in this relationship with Zia?
Before we even get into her response, this is why people don't like this girl. This is why people look at this girl and be like, you're a complete airhead. This is why they look at him and be like, does this girl have any ounce of a brain cell? Like, why is she moving so desperate, so thirsty? Why does she have such low standards? Where is her boundaries? Where is her self-love? Where is her self-worth? Because we are seeing her confront him, put him on the spot, expose the fact that he told her all of these things to then blindside her when she gets there. But yet when she's asked the question of, do you still see yourself wanting to be with him? She says, what?
I get married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you are looking to get married with Zia?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see Emma as your wife?
And you said 0%?
Yeah, at the moment I mean.
So you're saying
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? She's not only does she want to get married, she's like, listen, I want to make sure that we are engaged by the time before this trip ends. I want a proposal. What the F is going on here? Where is the healthiness in this relationship? Nowhere to be seen, right? Come on now. But anyway, he says there's 0% right now that I'm going to be proposing to her. Let's get into why.
in this very moment, you see 0% chance of me being your wife.
For this moment,
You came here, you wanted to get engaged.
I need more time to know you, and you need
But
more
you're at
time.
0?
They need the law to sometimes understand because we are so different.
You know, it's funny because generally speaking, before you decide that you want to marry someone, before you even decide you want to be in a relationship with someone, way before even marriage is even a conversation, well, you date them, you court them to get to know them, and then before you know, you now want to settle down with this person. This guy, honestly, so he goes online, tells women that he wants to marry them, he wants to be with them, that they are this, and that, and the other. But then once he meets them, he's like, oh no, but I need time to get to know you now before I actually decide to go through with what I said. Don't say something that you're not actually going to do. The level of misleading is crazy here. And it's hella unhealthy. He really needs to work on himself and the way he conducts himself, because really and truly, you know, he's out here just giving women false hope just because he wants to, you know, play the game. He needs to check himself. His attitude isn't good. His attitude sucks, and she's just delusional as hell. Self-worth is completely out of the window. But hey, I don't disagree with the statement of, but I need to get to know her first. But have you noticed this whole season? He always says, yeah, but right now. Yeah, it's 0% right now, but we'll see. He keeps saying it, but we'll see. What are you waiting to see? If there's anything that you wanted to see, you should have seen all of these things before you decided to tell her that you wanted to marry her. Amongst all the other things that he's backtracking on, told her he was going to marry her. He told her that he was going to kiss her in public. He told her she could wear she wanted in public. He told her she can just basically be exactly who she wants to be when she gets to Morocco. But since she's been there, he's like, oh no, you can't do that. No, I can't kiss you here. Oh no, I'm not going to marry you now. It's 0% right now. No, I need to get to know you now. Ah, man. Bonkers. But let's move on to the next one.
So hypothetically, if I get pregnant, how do you think is this going to
affect us?
Yeah.
I'll do everything in my power to be with you. So you're gonna go here with my kid, and then I'm back home.
It's like, since you're gonna have a kid, suddenly you can easily find a way to come here.
I mean, she got a point though. So this whole time, you know, I've been waiting for you to come and see me for how long? And now, because I'm talking about the idea of having a kid, and if I was to get pregnant, now you'd make more of an effort to come and see me here? Where was that effort this whole time? She's got a point.
I feel like my wife's mood suddenly changes at the drop of a hat. I mean, I thought I was saying something positive, but she twists my words around like I don't want to spend time with her.
Of this and that. When I'm pregnant, but when I'm not pregnant, why did it take years for you to come visit me in the Philippines?
It made it about you instead of the baby.
Don't give me that.
You know, this guy loves flipping the script. I mean, did she make it about herself instead of the baby? I don't think that really matters, to be honest with you, because her points are still valid. You know, the questions have to be answered here. You know, and the question is a very simple thing. Look how long we've been married for, look how long we've been together for, and look how long it took you to come and finally see me. It took you this long to come and finally see me, and... This is where we are? This is where we are? To the point that now I know that if I'd said to you I'll give you a kid sooner, you would have come and saw me earlier? That doesn't make sense. Listen, it's good to know that he wouldn't want to leave her to be a single mom. It's good to know that. It's good to know that he'd want to be there for their child. It's great to know that. It's good to know that he's going to prioritize their child, which would be fantastic if they end up having a child, which is fantastic. But if you can't make your wife feel special now, you're going to struggle to make her feel even more special even after she's got kids. Because when making your partner, whether it's your man or your woman, making them feel special before a child is the easy part. Because there's no distractions, there's no other responsibilities. But when there's a child involved, trying to make your child feel special becomes slightly bit harder. Because you've also got to, especially in the beginning stages, right? Because at that point, your mind's distracted on being a parent. Listen, the whole thing's a kerfuffle. But anyway, Jovan, you're an idiot.
For about the last 5 years, I've been sending at least $600 a month, but sometimes more. I'm very old school. I believe the man should provide financially. Sometimes
he's very old school when he believes the man should provide, and he believes that the woman should be the one that stays at home and does all the da. Is this why he became a passport bro? Is it because he realized that if he was in America, he wouldn't be able to make enough money to have a woman stay at home because, well, it's that expensive that, you know, she doesn't have to work too? Is that maybe why he doesn't want to be with American women, because they would have a voice because they work too, they earn money as well? I don't know. I'm just wondering. But either way, though, he's an old school man. Okay, look at it this way, and this is the thing that is so fascinating. He talks about this very old school. Does he not realize that sometimes some women actually were given an allowance to do what they wanted to do? Because right now he's complaining about the fact that he would give her $600 or more per month, okay, for whatever purposes, and he says that he's not happy with the fact that she used that money as if it was vacation money. Purely because she came out and said that she gets massages all the time because they help her go to sleep due to insomnia and XYZ, which, to be fair, makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing, though: does he not understand that when you give when you give her, if you want a stay-at-home wife, a part of the money that you give her is actually also a part of her own allowance to go and do what she wants to do. But listen, but to be fair though, I would have thought $600 like USD would go a long way in Thailand. To be fair, so what the hell was she spending it on? The fact that he has to send her more than that sometimes, that is quite questionable. I'm not gonna lie. But let's continue.
I feel like the money I give her is her vacation fund. That definitely makes me feel some type of way. I could have been here probably already if she just would have learned how to budget so I can send less money.
Overstepped just a little bit, like we had that last argument, and you.
Oh, before we get into the argument, let's just go back to the comment regarding the budget. Yes, she could learn how to budget, but does he not realize that he's actually in control of the budget? If you're the one giving her money, you're the one that has the power to say to her, listen, 600 is what we agreed on. I'm always going to give you 600. If you are not able to budget that money, that is not my problem, because I've done my part. So if he hasn't had the backbone to say that and do that, that's on him. So if he's then being put in a position where he's now choosing to agree to give her more than 600 per month, that's on you, bro. You can't blame her. That's on you, because you have the power to say no. But instead of saying no, you give her the money, and then you say, this is why it took me so long to come and see you, because I was sending you too much money. So why didn't you voice that? Why didn't you say that, listen, in fact, I might start sending you 500 instead so I can save more money to come and see you. You see, these things are easy things to do. But you know what, though? Some people are just afraid that if they speak up in that format, that person may leave them. And so what if they do leave you? It tells you everything you need to know about that person if they decide to leave you because you've now dropped their allowance, or you've been strict to the one that you agreed on. Come on now. It shows you why they're in your life in the first place.
Oh, my sister complaining about me.
And you think that is what?
Oh no, I mean it's, she was at work and kind of unloaded a lot on her. You feel comfortable with what you can't do with me? Why is that?
At least when I'm hyper emotional, I just go to families.
Shots fired! For the people who don't know or people who forgot, he did confess in the last episode that when he was, there was a certain point when he was in his feelings, he wasn't feeling too good, so he reached out to a past fling. He reached out to a woman that he used to fancy, had a little situation with, okay, which is stupid as hell. He reached out to her just to have someone to cry his shoulder on, to obviously express how he was feeling. And of course, he then did tell, obviously, ANNALYN the truth about it, which I respect, massively do respect it. But, yeah, that is still nasty work. You don't do that. And now he wants to have a go at her for having a good relationship with his sister, with his family, for putting the effort to have a connection with his family. Don't get me wrong, would I want my person going to my sister and saying to her that this is what's going on with your brother? Hell to the no! But would I rather her do that or go to an ex? Pick your poison, right? Yeah. So yeah, this man right here has nothing to stand on. But you know what though? You see this guy right here? He's a gaslighter. And to know why he's a gaslight? Listen, let me show you.
I mean, you're upset with me, but you run to other women. That happened.
Well, Anna, once again, I'm waiting on accountability from you, to be honest with you, because, why did my husband go to another woman and talk about
I'm sorry, what?
our problems?
The reason you did this because of me. So basically, it's like justifying cheating.
I do agree with her, to a certain degree. It's a bit extreme, but I agree with her. Because you're now justifying. You are justifying. So, because you couldn't come to me, and that's my fault, you decided to do what? To go to an ex? Now you're moving mad. If you do not come to me because there's something that I'm doing wrong, you're supposed to come to me and tell me that you can't come to me. You know what I mean? That's the idea. That's the idea of the relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you feel like you can't go to them to express how you're feeling about certain things, then you must go to them and tell them that, hey, I've got things that I really want to express, but I don't feel comfortable expressing it, because when I do, this is what happens. And end of the day, in that conversation, how that person responds tells you whether or not you should still be with them, or if you should leave. It's that simple. If you feel like you cannot be expressive to the person that you are saying that you want to marry, that you want to have kids with, that you want to settle down with, but yet you can't even open up when you need someone to open up to, then why the hell are you with them? But going to an ex, that's just disgusting behavior. Utterly revolting, disgusting behavior. Some people out here just be moving stupidly mad. Like I said, JOVON, he's something else, but this guy is nothing but a gaslighter. Yeah, nah, he's not a good person, to be honest with you, man. Like he's a narcissist. He always complains about her not taking no accountability, right? But so far during the interactions, seems to me the only one that should be taking accountability should be him. I haven't really seen too much from ANNALYN to say that she needs to take accountability for said things. Because to be fair, so far what she's been saying has been valid. Let that sink in. But listen, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next freaking couple, because goddamn, JOVON out here be moving mad as per usual. But anyway, let's get it.
To give you a heart attack, estimately, I think 50K. It was in Turkish liras.
So 50K in US dollars?
That's crazy business. If he's in debt in 50K, he would have had to spend a lot of money in his own currency. That is nasty work. Why didn't I actually Google that like before? Do you know what I mean? Like that's crazy business, you know. 50,000. Let's have a look here. Nope. Okay, USD. Okay. Is it IRAs? Did they say IRAs? Just want to double check that real quick. My apologies, folks. I didn't think of this idea, to be honest.
So 50K in US dollars?
I think 50K. It was in Turkish liras.
In Turkish, yeah, liras. Let's have a look. So, boy, that is, man, 2.1. You saw the drift here. Yeah, over 2 million. 2,156,000. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but that's crazy. But I don't even know if 2 million goes a long way in Turkey, to be fair. Does it go a long way? If there's any Turkish people in the building, let me know. Does 2 million go a long way? Because currencies can be doing some interesting things. If 2 million goes a long way where I can buy me a home, buy me a car, buy me all these kind of things, I'd probably say now I need to move to Turkey ASAP. I don't have 50K, but as soon as I have some, I would go over there real quick, convert that stuff real quick, and the pound is a stronger currency as well. Ho, yo, that's crazy. At least I think it is. But anyway, let's continue with this madness.
So 50K in US dollars?
My debt in this country. If I'm not in that country, who cares how much debt I'm in?
So
this guy's not for real. He's not for real. Come on, what? Nah, let's continue. This guy's something else.
you're talking about a massive amount of debt,
Yeah.
and you want to run away from it and flee another country.
I know. In this country, earning money is too hard. If I come to America, I think I can be able to afford my debts. And maybe 3 jobs, I can take care of everything.
He's definitely not doing well for his case right now. He's definitely making himself look like a certain type of way. But what certain type of way is that? Well, let's get into that one right now.
You know, I am hustling.
Say that you would only want to be with me because you would want a green card and money. It kind of makes it seem like that's true.
That's why I'm avoiding telling the entire story. I'm worried if she finds.
Listen, buddy, you're doing yourself no favors right now. Now you're definitely making yourself look like as if you're here for one simple reason, and that is to use your girl. Okay, to use her to get to America to pay off your debts, or to use it to run away from your debt. But the problem here is that there's more to the story. And what's more to the story is how he earns money when he doesn't have a job. That, of course, will be revealed, I guess, next week or whichever week they next appear on the show. Right now, things aren't looking good when it comes to Laura's situation. I kind of feel sorry for her a little bit. Kind of do feel sorry for her a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? But I guess we've got to wait and get more information before we have even more of a reaction. But right now, this Bergkind guy, yeah, he's not looking promising, and that is not a good look in any type of form, any shape or form, type, shape, form, whatever you want to name it. Yeah, it is what it is. But hey, man, let's not waste any more time. Let's move on to the next one. Lisa. Let's get into this one.
Yes, baby. Daniel is very affectionate.
I forgot, I literally put this in the clip purely because if I had to go through it, it was only fair that you guys had to go through it. The tongues and everything was But you know what this man's doing, don't you? You know what he's doing, right? He's securing the green card. He's securing, he's drawing her in, getting her locked in and saying, yeah, I'm into you this much. You ain't never gonna get better than this anywhere, and you've never had anything better than this. This guy is pure poison. He's toxic. This is crazy behavior right here, because I'm not convinced, and I don't know if you're convinced, but I don't think anybody's convinced that he's really in this because he wants to be with her. He's really into this because he wants to have a better life, if anything. So that's why this is nasty work. If it was a woman that he's genuinely into, still nasty work, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? But boy, let's talk about going above and beyond. I hate to say this, folks. I hate to say this, but I will say this. Usually when a man lays it down like that on a woman who's into him, I promise you now, oh boy, what is going on downstairs on that woman's body is different. Oh man, anyway, let's continue.
I've never been kissed like that before. Really? Is he tired, or is he really just not interested? I'm feeling like he's not interested anymore. I want it to happen. I'm nervous. I want it to happen. I want to get that part out of the way.
I'm nervous. Which part is that you want to get out of the way? What's the rush, lady? What's the rush?
It's been 21 years since I've been with a man, so I'm a little nervous about it.
I listen. I'm only speaking for my people. You know what I'm saying? And when I say what I say next, imagine that it's been 21 years since you've been with a man. 21 years, and the first man that you're gonna be with is a black man. Like I said, I can only speak for my peoples. All I can say is, that walk after that session for you is going to be interesting. She might even need a wheelchair. But then again, and to be fair, this man being so toxic with the kissing, he's the kind of man that's gonna be definitely toxic in the bedroom. I know. Listen, he's gonna go into that bedroom right there when he decides to, if he decides to, okay. And when he lays down the smackdown, he's gonna give it to her in two different ways to lock her in. He's gonna show her that slow, passionate one. He's gonna start off slow and passionate to make her feel like he's really, really in love with her, as if she is the one. That's how he's gonna begin it, and then halfway through, maybe even before then he's just gonna lay down this mat, and that's when the pounding happens. At that point, she's like, I just don't know what to do with myself. Yeah, lady, I'm gonna lie to you. Boy, you know what they say, once you go black, you don't go back, right? This is about to happen right here real quick. Yeah, I'm just glad that it's him going through this, not me, because I wouldn't do this. Yeah, no, not my type, respectfully. Yeah.
And then he doesn't want me. Do you know what kind of a letdown that's going to be after 21 years of not having it, and then all of a sudden saying, okay, I'm ready for this, and then him turn around and say no?
Diddums. To be fair, I will say this, for somebody who then tried to convince him to want to have her, The way she came out of this bathroom has got to be one of the biggest turn-offs ever. Goes in there, dresses up in this red little thing, and then what does she do? She comes out giggling. How is that supposed to be sexy? How is that supposed to turn anybody on? Yeah, about that. I mean,
He sees my wrinkles and he sees my saggy body and he doesn't want me. Rejected and I'm worried. He's gonna call off the engagement. He's gonna leave me stranded here because he's not attracted to my body now that he's seen it in person.
that is not why he's reacting this way. I can promise you this now, ladies and gentlemen. He knows what he's doing. He knows that he's now got it locked in. So he now knows that he can slow down the brakes. He knows what he's doing. He's like, listen, we're going to start off very, very, very intense. From the moment that I see her, I'm going to give her that flipping smack down freaking kiss. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, and then after that, we're gonna have the production that she paid for, or her friend paid for. You know, make it feel even more special. Then I'll get down on one knee, get her to say yes, which is exactly what happened. And then after that, on the ride to the car, just to seal the deal that I'm still into her, just to give her that I'm gonna give her that again, toxic mofo. But once we get to the bedroom, I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna slow it down. Why? Simple. I'm going to slow it down so I can see how much I can have her in the palm of my hand, how much I can control her. Because if I slow it down and I don't give it to her, that means she's going to want it more. It's going to frustrate her. And at that point, when I get to the point where she's very, very frustrated, I can then do what? I can then put her in a position where she's now having to do more than ever, to have to go above and beyond than ever to win me over. Hell, we saw the same thing with Kimberly and Usman. And boy, Kimberly's crash out when Usman would not sleep with her. Yeah, we all saw that. Oh my days, that was one of the craziest, thirstiest, disturbing, disgusting crash outs of 90-day history. Yep. But we may be in for a newer version of Kimberly. This one right here may end up crashing out far worse. We shall wait and see. But remember, Kimberly crashed out so much that she then started to agree to Usman having other wives. But of course, things didn't pan out in the end. To be fair, the difference between... Actually, no. The difference between them two is that Kimberly turned up with a whole iPad, PlayStation 5. The whole thing was a calamity. But anyway, it is what it is. But hey, let's... I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going, because this one's going to be one hell of a roller coaster. And I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, anyone that's ever been in a toxic relationship before, I would say be prepared to be triggered by this relationship moving forward. I can see it happening. But hey, with that being said though, oh, my apologies. It's time to get into this one itself in particular. So, many things are happening in this situation here with these two, because new information came out regarding this man and this woman that has now changed the landscape of how we are going to view them moving forward. But before we get into that tea, let's see exactly what has gone down.
Hearing that Sheena's parents are going to probably ask me about my career and how I make money makes me extremely nervous. I focus or do certain tasks that normal people would be able to do. It takes a lot for my boss to come back to me and keep telling me, hey, Forrest, you're messing up. Hey, Forrest, you're doing this wrong.
So Forrest is basically letting us know that he does not have a job simply because of his disabilities. And obviously explains why that would be an issue. Okay, I get it. I understand it.
I haven't had a job in several years. And I've been living on disability checks. Sheena has always understood my situation and for our future, and I feel awful about it.
He feels awful about it. He feels awful about the fact that he hasn't earned any money for several years, and that Sheena's the one that's had to earn money for herself and for her family, and to come to America, I guess, which we know the money has then gone missing because her family's then taken it after certain times. So he feels awful. Let's just get this straight, folks. He feels awful about the fact that he cannot provide any money to help his wife come all the way to where? To America. Is that why he's so pissed each time the money goes to her parents? Because the money is going to them rather than him. Is he pissed about the fact that he's not her number one priority? When it comes to him and his mother, he is his mother's everything. Mum is there for him no matter what at any given time. But when it comes to him and Sheena, on the other hand, that isn't necessarily the case. The case is that her parents are always going to be above him. Maybe this is the real issue he has with this whole money situation. Maybe that's what it is. But hey, let's continue.
And the truth is, I'm quite frustrated that Forrest has a guy that he doesn't have work, but save anything for future. And now I'm going to have to tell my parents the truth about Forrest's financial situation.
To be honest with you, I don't know why Sheena's actually with Forrest, to be fair, because this woman is hella settling for this dude. She's hella settling. She could do so much better. Somebody tell me where the lie is and what I'm saying here. Tell me that she could not do so much better with this guy. And I'm not commenting this based on the fact that he's got a disability. No, it has nothing to do with any shape or form. This is based on so many different other factors, you know. One, she's a good looking woman. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be honest, if he wants them to actually get it in the sack, I don't think Boss is gonna know what to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna be able to handle that. I tell you this now. 1, 2, 3 strokes, man is gonna be done. I promise you now. TMI. But anyway, with that being said, let me continue. He doesn't also bring any money to the table. You see what I'm saying? Okay, which really and truly, she's already in a position where she has to earn money for her own living and earn money for her own parents' living. To then also earn money for his living as well. Come on now. Damn, her shoulders must be tired. Her back must be aching, having to carry all that pressure all over her shoulders. And also on top of that, she's going to have to deal with his mum always being on her for spending her own money as well at the same time. I don't know why she's with this guy. The only assumption that some people may make is because she wants to come to America. But at the same time, I don't think she does. I think she wants to stay where she's at. I think that she's got a plan to try and get him to stay there. But the question that I have is this: why is she unable to find a man that is good enough for her in Thailand? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Is there something wrong with her? I don't know. Things don't add up in terms of why she's with this guy. Because
I get pretty emotional because the pressure on my shoulders is quite hard. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, listen, if I was her personally, I would cut ties with this guy real quick. Cut ties with him real quick. She could do so much better with herself. So much better with her life. You know? Because, like I said before, my comment has nothing to do with having a disability. Because look, Niles, he's autistic, but he's out there got a job, he's out there doing certain things. I personally think that he chooses to not work. He chooses to just not do anything. I think that his mom has pampered him that much, looked after him that much, that when he's gone out of his way to look for a woman, he's gone to look for a woman that's going to basically advocate the same behavior as his mother. In a nutshell. Which is probably why his mum is probably even more harder on Sheena than before. But she's trying to see, is this woman ever going to come in and actually, you know, step up or not? But, remember I said to you guys, there's certain information regarding these two that's going to change everything. That now makes us really think what the hell was going on. Well, let's get into it. Well, as reported by Sarcasm, before the 90 days, did Forrest and Sheena meet in 2019 in the Philippines? Well, new evidence suggests 90-day fiancé Forrest McKenzie and met his Filipino girlfriend Sheena years before their first meeting filmed for the show. Forrest and Sheena relationship timeline. Forrest reveals on the premiere that obviously of the season that he and Sheena first entered into a relationship. We've been dating for 7 years, Forrest said in his intro, but we've never truly met each other in person. Forrest's mom Molly revealed later in the episode that she was concerned about the relationship because Forrest is autistic and he was previously scammed by a girl from Indonesia. As a result of her concerns, Molly is flying with Forrest to Philippines for their first meeting, shall I say. And of course, it continues here by saying that I failed to keep him safe last time and I cannot let that happen again, Molly explained. Forrest and Sheena met at the airport in the Philippines in a very emotional scene that had everyone in tears, including Forrest's otherwise stoic stepdad Dev. But was this actually Forrest and Molly's first meeting? Well, evidence has recently surfaced that suggests Forrest and Sheena and show producers may have been lying about the couple first met in person. A friend of Sheena's named Ed Og wished Sheena happy birthday on Facebook in July 2019. The happy birthday message also generated a brief video clip that includes a photo of Sheena and Forrest, again in 2019. And as you can see here, it shows us evidence that they obviously had met each other at some point in 2019. Question is, did they meet in the Philippines or did they meet in the UK? Sorry, my bad. Or did they meet in the USA? You never know. But hey, we continue. Screen caps of the clip were posted on Reddit and other online forums. Some question whether it proved anything at all because it was unclear if the auto-generated Facebook clips are continually updated to include newer profile photos. Yeah, I don't think that works that way, to be honest with you. But anyway, Sarcasm found the birthday message posted by Egg as well as several others he shared around the same time. All of the videos appear to include former profile photos of the recipients of the happy birthday message. None of the videos will feature current profile photos, including Sheena's. Additionally, Forrest looks quite different in the photo, which, to be fair, I saw that without even having to compare them. And also, the glasses are different too. And I know sometimes people wear glasses that have more than one set, but come on now. Let's just, yeah, it's very different. Let's just put it that way, in my opinion. That was also a big hint personally. Since then, I mean, his attire hasn't changed. Same color, same style, just different little pattern. Anyway, with that being said, it's in particular, it continues here by saying that there's also the fact that he's clearly wearing different glasses. His shirts appear similar, but they are different as well. Hey, damn, I just said that. In addition to the happy birthday message to Sheena from 2019, a Redditor also found another Facebook post from 2019 that includes a photo of Forrest helping Sheena at her vet clinic in the Philippines. So now we know exactly where they were. Third, 5-in-1 vaccine, and obviously says what it says here, obviously within its own language. And hi, Dog Sheena, to you and your hubby, see you later. Okay, and obviously as you can see here, there's a image of him with the pets running around, very interestingly. Obviously it translates here by saying you are very well behaved. The assistant who is holding you, my grandchildren, is very good, haha, da 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 da. Sarcasm was unable to verify this post. Sheena has locked down a Facebook profile and this post does not appear to be publicly accessible. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is all the proof that we have here that these two are running a somewhat of a very fabricated storyline based on when they first met, which therefore does really, change the landscape of some of the things that we have witnessed them speak about this season so far and what we're going to hear moving forward, especially with his mum's paranoia about the fact that Sheena may be out there to use her son when clearly she surely can't have that paranoia if she knows that her son's already met Sheena in the past. And to be honest with you, this also does bring in a very good question. Did Forrest actually ever meet a woman from Indonesia who actually took advantage of him? Maybe that's not even real either. So many questions, so many questions that now need to be asked. The question is, what do you all want to believe regarding what's going to happen within the season? I mean, but these things suck. It really does suck because it really does take out the reality out of a reality TV show. Because when we watch a reality TV show, we want things to be as true as possible. We are aware that things are definitely edited for our entertainment purposes. We are very aware that sometimes some couples definitely do go in the show and fabricate their own whole storyline, all that kind of stuff. But we also want to feel like the storyline that we're given is as real as possible. But don't get it twisted though. Even when a storyline is fabricated, elements of a storyline is still relatable to all of us in some form of way. And the good thing about that means that each time I comment on those things, I can always comment and say, well, these are the things that are the red flags in this relationship. Hopefully you guys can take these on the board for your relationship. Yeah. Well, either way, The season is only episode 6, and I can promise you now, I do believe that this season is going to be absolutely even more electric than what it is right now. And I will say, there's a lot of people keep asking, where is Elise? Elise was a part of Hunt for Love. Why has she not appeared yet? I think people are forgetting a very, very key thing about 90 Day Fiancé these days. Usually, they'll have one couple that will only air until half the season. And then once that half season comes off, that couple doesn't return into the tell-all. And then that couple will then get replaced by another couple who will then air for the rest of that season. I don't know why people aren't thinking about these things. So at least she's probably going to be on the show, I'd say maybe between episode 8 and 10. That's what I think. Depending on how many episodes there are this season. If she hasn't aired by episode 8-10, then I guess at that point maybe they axed her. But with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.